Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to talk with you about how to properly introduce two people. It seems really simple, but it is rarely done well. When you dial it in properly, not only do you connect people in a deeper way, but you also teach them how to do it properly for you. Welcome back to the channel. So today is a pretty simple topic, but one that is rarely done well and one that I'm excited to share with you. Last week, I had 3 or 4 clients talk about a crappy introduction that they were made to what would be a pretty good lead. I think it's good for us to model the behavior by making great introductions so that others know how to do it as well. I've noticed myself that people emulate my introductions when introducing me to others. You are being the role model on how to do it properly, and you'll find that they will start to calibrate themselves to how you do it because it just comes off so much better. So here's how to do it. Step 1, consider each of the people that you're introducing and determine why they would want that introduction to happen. You don't want to make introductions just for introduction's sake, because if people don't know why they're being introduced to someone by you, they'll start to ignore those introductions. You want to be really clear on why both parties will see that introduction as a favor that you're doing for them. Step 2 is that you need to put the pieces together in the introduction so that both parties know why they're being connected and what the expected outcome is of that introduction. This is much easier for you to do when you know both parties. I like to look at person A and figure out what their business model is and why they want to meet person B. And then I look at person B, I know what their business model is, and I look to stitch together, if person A who asked for the introduction hasn't done it for me, stitch together what the mutually beneficial reason is for this union to happen. Step 3 is, if you are having a hard time figuring out why that introduction needs to happen, go to the person asking for the introduction and say to them, how can I position this best for you so that the person you want to meet will want to meet you as well? And they might say,
well, I've got this great solution for their clients.
You have to be really clear with that person and say, listen, I understand that you want to sell into this person, but the question is, why would they put their time aside to listen to your pitch? What do you have for them that would make it interesting to have the conversation? If person A can't come up with it and I can't come up with it, I don't make the introduction. We let it sit for a little bit, but then I might go to person B and say, hey, listen, I have a friend who does this. Would you be interested in having me connect them? If person B says,
oh my gosh, yeah, we're looking for that solution,
then I can make the union. But if they're like,
yeah, I get hit up by those people all the time,
I might say to person B, well, person A also has ... If that's enough to pique person B's attention, then I make the connection. If it isn't, then I leave it for a little bit. I don't force introductions. If I'm not clear how they're mutually beneficial, I don't do them. And the benefit of focusing on it this way is people look forward to the introductions that I make. The 4th step is when I'm making the introduction, I'm super clear and concise, and I lead to a call to action. I also want to make sure that both parties that are being introduced know that I don't want to be part of the ongoing conversation, right? Where are we going to meet for lunch? When do you want to have a coffee appointment? They can do that on their own. However, I will be following up with each of them later to find out how it went. The reason why I do this part is I want both parties to be responsive to each other and not have me find out that I made an introduction that would be quality and mutually beneficial and one party dropped while the other party carried it. If this is the case, the person that did the work will continue to get introductions and the person that shit the bed won't get any. Now let me give you an example of how I might make an introduction between 2 of my friends. Harp, who's an investment advisor, and Damon, who's an accountant, both guys that you've seen on this channel before. What I would say is Damon meet Harp, Harp meet Damon. Harp works with established business owners to put their excess capital to work. Damon also works with established business owners to ensure they're paying as little tax as legally possible. You two need to connect and look at ways that you might do some business together. I will leave it to you and I'll check in with each of you later to see how it went. Best, Chris. Now, do you see what I did here? This is Harp, this is Damon, this is what Harp does, this is what Damon does, this is what you have in common. I think you guys could do some business together. I will leave it to you, but I will follow up later. This does everything I need the introduction to do, and then it's in their hands. And I might make a note that within 2 weeks of me making that introduction, I'll check in with each of them to see how it went. And the fifth point, which I kind of alluded to in the last point, is follow-up. I don't want to be part of the ongoing engagement that they have, but I will check in with each of them to check the integrity of the other person. If some person has called 3 or 4 times to try to get a meeting and the other person hasn't responded or has been difficult, I don't call them out on it. I just put them on the naughty list. They're not somebody that I would make an introduction for in the future. And if they ask me for an introduction, I'm probably not going to make it. When I make introductions, I want them to feel like currency for both people. And if one person appreciates it and one person takes it for granted, the person that appreciates it and that handles it properly is going to get more. The person who thinks they're too busy to do it or will get to it later won't get any more. It's not right or wrong. It's just the decision I make on how I do business and who I do business with. Rules and boundaries, which you'll remember from the last video. I'll put a link to that one above. My rule for myself is I follow up on introductions quickly. My boundaries for others are, if I make an introduction between 2 people, I expect both of them to engage. If one doesn't, I'm not going to chastise them verbally. I'm just going to put them on the list that they don't get future introductions. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. It is a simple function but done poorly, so I'm going to suggest you follow the process that I suggested. And as a little bonus tip, after you've been introduced to somebody and you've had a conversation or a meeting, consider writing a handwritten note. It is the difference between a quality professional and somebody who sends an email because it's quick and more efficient for them. I'll put a link to that video up here where you can see the process I actually go through to do handwritten notes. And as always, gladiators eat first, and they make introductions that are mutually beneficial to everyone involved. I'll see you in the next video.